Hi, I'm Jackie Barker and welcome to Lydian.
Hi Russell, thank you so much for joining us today on this segment of Just Jackie. How are you doing on this beautiful Thursday?
Fantastic, thanks Jackie. Very well, very well.
Good. So for those of you who are watching and aren't aware, this is Russell Scott and he is the Director of the Accounting and Advisory Group at H&R Block, which is pretty cool to have him on board today for this video. Now also Russell, I'm very excited to have you today because you are actually the first business that we are interviewing for this Just Jackie segment. We've already interviewed one of our own brokers, but to now have you come through is really cool. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, let's just jump straight in. So would you mind telling us a little bit about yourself? Who is Russell Scott?
Who is Russell Scott? Okay, Russell Scott is a current employee for the H&R Block Group, H&R Block Australia. I'm the Director of the Accounting and Advisory Group. My background is I'm a chartered accountant. I started off with PwC. I have worked in my own accounting practice. I've worked in finance. I've worked as a director of ASX listed companies in the finance sector, and now I'm with H&R Block.
Wow, very impressive. And so within your scope of being the Director of the Accounting and Advisory Group, what does that involve exactly?
Okay, so we've really got 4 areas. So we look after outsourced bookkeeping services. We look after businesses, small businesses, and we provide a whole range of services for them, from setting up companies and trusts or partnerships, looking after their every needs. We can look after their compliance work. We can look after their ASIC requirements. We can do their financial statements, KPIs, performance reporting, and of course, lodging their tax returns. So the full gambit there from business services. I mentioned outsourced bookkeeping. We also provide self-managed super fund administration services, and we work with Lydian to provide our clients financial services.
Amazing.
So a holistic service.
Yeah, absolutely. You're ticking all the boxes, especially now.
Absolutely.
There is such an entrepreneurial movement at the moment. There's so many people going into being sole traders and entrepreneurs that this is probably just a great space for you guys to be in.
So it's interesting, as the market's sort of building up more confidence now post-COVID, we're finding more and more people now inquiring about setting up their own business. Now, obviously, small businesses suffered quite badly during the COVID times, but we're now seeing some rays of hope. People coming back to the market saying, right, well, now it may be a good time for them to set up their own business. We found that some people lost their jobs in the last 2 years, so they got redundancy packages. Some people are saying, you know what, I don't want to work for an employer again. So for various lifestyle reasons and personal choices, we're finding quite a few inquiries coming through for people that want to set up their own business now, and we can help them.
Yeah, interesting. That's
The
great.
other thing I should mention is we've got offices right around Australia. So that's also an advantage for us.
Yeah.
So if we have a small business that has operations in other states, such as franchise groups, for example, or if someone's doing business in different areas, we can actually refer them to our local account manager, spread around the country, or deal with their local business or deal with them locally.
Awesome. So you're ticking all the boxes, but also covering every corner of Australia.
We are.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Great. Now, can you quickly tell us why are you passionate to bring these services to your clients? What lights your soul on fire?
Well, what lights my soul on fire is actually growing the business. So a few years ago, H&R Block was not known for providing business services. So it's very, very well known for providing individual tax returns, of which H&R Block Australia submits about 750,000 tax returns a year to the ATO. It's a significant number. So they are the largest preparer of tax returns in Australia. So the area that I look after is not that large. It's a fairly new area. So what lights my fire is actually seeing the growth as we expand our business from being just individual tax return centric to now providing a whole range of services to clients, especially in the small business area.
Yes, it would be such an exciting space, I can imagine. And to start
Absolutely.
it off it's kind of like your baby to begin with, and then to
Absolutely.
see it grow and grow. And yeah, awesome. That is so
It's
exciting.
fantastic.
Yeah. Gosh, I'm passionate just hearing about that. And so you spoke about the partnership that has happened between Lydian and H&R Block. So what
Yes.
does that partnership entail exactly?
Right. Well, so we work with Chris Booth, who's the CEO of Lydian, and his partners. So it's a fairly new established partnership, which is fine. I actually met with Chris about 3 years ago through another connection, and I was actually very impressed with the service that he provided. And so I've just generally stayed in contact with him, not stalking him, but just staying in contact. And I've just been watching the way Lydian has grown and the way Chris has set up his new business.
Mhm.
So I was the one that reached out to him a few months ago to sort of say, look, we're in the space. We're looking for a partnership arrangement for someone that can help us with a range of financial services. H&R Block is not licensed to provide those services, so we need to partner with someone that was licensed to provide these. And so Lydian became a good choice for us for a number of reasons. One is the broking advice, which we think is very good because there are a lot of clients looking now to refinance either their home situation or investment loans or small business loans.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that was an appealing factor for us to start with, but wasn't the only one. It was also important we teamed up with a financial services partner that had connections, one around Australia and also with affiliated services. For example, insurance, retirement planning, superannuation, wills, other services that sort of link into the financial services gambit or financial services range. And Lydian can provide that. So that was excellent for us. So we've only just started in the last few months, but so far the partnership's been fantastic. Been very good.
Oh, so good to hear. That's awesome. And again, it's about nurturing those relationships or nurturing, say, your baby, which is what you do for work and watching it grow. The same thing translates to the clients. They come to you, to H&R Block, and to know that they're still being well looked after and they're still growing through this partnership is just so important.
I absolutely agree with that. I think partnerships are important with suppliers and with customers and anyone else that you deal with. And that loyalty factor is important.
Yeah.
Providing professional service is important. We all know that sometimes things don't go to plan, but if we have a very strong relationship with our suppliers or with our customers, we can work through things together and get things done so that everybody benefits.
Yes, communication is key, isn't it?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
And corporate Australia actually benefits from that as well. So that's a good thing too.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, so can I can I ask why you chose Lydian exactly? So obviously Chris Booth is an absolute legend, but apart from that, so you spoke about the broking and just the standard, the quality of the brokers that we have here.
There were two things. One, I actually worked with Chris about 3 or so years ago, and I was very impressed with the way he operated. So that was in the back of my mind. The other factor was I was looking for a financial services partner that could lead us to opportunities through the mortgage brokering side.
Sure.
So it was almost a case of joining those dots to start with Chris.
Yeah.
And then researching or speaking to him to find out what other services he could provide. And as I spoke to him and as I discovered the network that he had, I was actually ticking more and more boxes to sort of say, well, I'm actually comfortable to enter into this relationship with him. And it's been good.
Yeah, awesome. And here we
We've
are.
had an open dialogue, which is good. So we started talking about February this year. We didn't form the relationship until 1st of July. So there was a time that we had to explore opportunities to discuss things. So he knew exactly where I was coming from, and I had a very good idea from what he could provide and what Lydian could provide.
Yeah, sure. Very important.
So we didn't just jump in. We see this as a medium to long term relationship. So we didn't just meet in February and sign up in March.
Yep.
We took that time to get to know each other first and find out what each could provide to the party.
Yeah, so good. Now, just quickly, one last question, and probably the most important question. If Hollywood were to make a movie of your life, who would play Russell Scott?
Well, it wouldn't be Brad Pitt.
No?
He doesn't look like me. But George Clooney. George Clooney would be the one. We both like cups of coffee. He's an identical twin to me. So, I walk down the street and people say, George, how are you? So, no, that's not true. But I think that George Clooney would make a reasonable role of playing Russell Scott.
Yeah, I agree. And you look just like him. Come on.
Just like him, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You don't believe that.
No, I do, Russell.
Good.
Well,
I don't believe that.
You need to do some internal work, some self-love. I look like George Clooney. I am
look like
George
Clooney, and I can drink coffee like George Clooney.
Yes, that's right. Well, Russell, thank you so much for your time today. I really do appreciate it. And I know that everyone watching this would have had a beautiful insight into who you are and your world within H&R Block. So thank you.
Jackie, thank you. Thanks a lot.
See ya. Have a
Okay, bye
great
now.
day. Bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye.